Hello dear students, welcome to the another video tutorial uh, from the connective tissue. This will be the third part of our video tutorial on the connective tissue, and before this we have seen the connective tissue and the connecting fibers uh, of different types, which will be helpful in the proper composition of the body skeleton. And we have also seen before this that the embryonic connective tissue and the adult connective tissue. Now uh, in this session we are going to see the another second main type of the connective tissue, that is the skeletal connective tissue. Skeletal connective tissue supports endoskeleton in vertebrates, so-called supportive connective tissue, and it has two types. First one is a cartilage, and second one is a bone. So let's start with the first one. First is a cartilage skeletal connective tissue, and cartilage, we know that there are the three type of cartilage as you see in the picture. That first one is the elastic cartilage, second one is fibrocartilage, and third one is hyaline cartilage. The cartilage muscles are the flexible tissue. Cartilage tissues are the flexible tissues with the cell fibers and ground tissue. Cartilage has the cells like the chondroblast and chondrocytes, and ground substances plus fiber cells forms an thin uh, layer known as a matrix. The perichondrium covers the all over the cartilage. Perichondrium is the upper surface and the basal surface of the cartilage tissue. It covers the cartilage from the outer environment. And cartilage has three types according to the nature of its nature, and how it is visible to the to us. The first one, let's start with the hyaline cartilages, then we will see the elastic cartilage, and third one at the last, fibrocartilages, and then we will shift towards the bone. First one, the hyaline cartilage. As you see in the first picture that the actual location of the hyaline cartilage is marked, and is zoomed out for your kind of information, that the nature and the visibility is seen in the below picture, that is the TS of the hyaline cartilage. And you can see over there that the nature is a glassy bluish white. Glassy bluish white means what? It is the mixture of the white as well as the um blue color, and the glossy finish means what? The it is the something which sparkles. It sparks like the um its surface is a glossy surface. Yeah, the location of these tissues are near the joints, and these articular surface of the joints. Articular surface means what? Where are the spongy bone connects with the compact bone, and these in the spongy bones there is a articular means the arteries are um, forming a network for the supply of the blood in the bone tissue itself. And these hyaline cartilages are rich in the collagen fibers. The collagen fibers, we have seen in the last lecture that the collagen fibers are giving the structural support for the tissue, and this is very important, one of the material that the collagen type 2 fibers are used are in abundance in the hyaline cartilages. These hyaline cartilages also found in the upper respiratory airways, that is the your part of the respiratory system. That will be your the epiglottis, the your trachea, or the your um, respiratory airways, through which connecting the cavity connects lungs, and the air is passes from that connective tissue, and the hyaline cartilages are also located on the your throat, where these you can see in these transverse section of the hyaline cartilages, the perichondrium, as I said in the last slide, that the perichondrium covers all over the uh, cartilages. The perichondrium you will see at the top also, and the at the bottom also, and this matrix, that is the bluish white, uh, bluish color matrix, glossy finish is there, and this covers all over the surfaces, and the elastic fibers are also seen in the hyaline cartilages. So it provides the flexibility for the cartilages, that the uh, cannot be break easily, and its elastic due to its elasticity, the flexible movement also occur. And you can see also the chondrocytes in the lacunae. Lacunae means what? The cells are compacted, or compacted into the one particular covering is there, and these chondrocytes are the cells of the hyaline cartilages. Okay. The second one is the elastic cartilage. These elastic cartilages are abundant in the elastic fibers are abundant in these elastic cartilages, hence known as the elastic cartilage. And this elasticity of these elastic cartilages are more than the other two type of the cartilages. That these elastic cartilages found in the wall of the external ear, your ear pinna, are very flexible, and these ear pinna uh, composed of these elastic cartilages. And your ear epiglottis. Epiglottis is these elastic cartilages, as well as the hyaline cartilages are also seen in the your respiratory tract. And this is composed of the elastic cartilages, and the all three type of cartilages um, tissues are seen. And cuneiform cartilages in the larynx. The cuneiform cartilage are the another type of the elastic cartilages, which are seen in the your larynx. Larynx means where the two tubes are divided, and these two tubes are one tube is connected with the one lung, and you know that the two pair of lung we one pair of lung we have. This the larynx is over there. You can see in the this transverse section of the elastic cartilages, that the chondrocyte in lacunae, that is the cell of the cartilage muscles, cartilage skeletal tissues, and the elastic fibers in the matrix. Here is also this second slide, which are in red color, is stained and with the vital stains, as we are focusing uh, histologically to the cartilages. And other one is the sketch of the uh, elastic cartilages, as we seen in our textbook. The third type is the fibrocartilages. The fibrocartilages it has many collagen type 1 fiber molecules, and these fibrocartilages are comprises an articular disc or a vertebral disc. As we know that our vertebral column, and this vertebral disc, one disc is attached with the other disc, and this how our vertebral column is formed. But in between these two discs, there is an sheet like structure of these fibrocartilages, which provides the absorption from the shock, as well as it provides the flexible movement, that we can bend forward, or we can um, move our we can do our various activities with the flexibility which is provided by these fibrocartilages, and the our movement are very convenient, and we can do the our day-to-day activity. And these fibrocartilages are also are seen in the meniscus of the knee. Where, what do you mean by the meniscus? Is the where the one bone is connected with the other bone. That means the if this is the pelvic, if this is the girdle of the knee of our longest bone, that is the thigh bone, with the knee surfaces, and this will be, our uh, meniscus of the knee, which fit into the this bone. So at these surfaces, these fibrocartilages are seen, and after these fibrocartilages get reduced or get reduced, then the numerous pain is observed. We can feel the numerous pain that, and after that we are taking some medicines like the, or a drug like the aclofenac for the betterment, or the painkillers like the aclofenac. And these meniscus knee, these fibrocartilages are, you can see in the picture that the chondrocyte, and as like that the cells of the cartilages in lacunae is seen, and the collagen, abundance of the collagen fiber is seen. But the elastic fibers are in not present over here. So as these cartilages are um, not elastic as the other five, or the other elastic cartilages are seen. Okay, then we are shifting towards the second component of the skeletal connective tissue, are the bone. So let's see the some bone composition. What are the bone made up of? And firstly, bone is and the living tissue. Uh, some there will be uh, some thoughts that the bone are not the living tissues, but everything we are the living things. So the bone are also the living system and the living tissue. So bone have a solid network of a cell and protein fibers surrounded by the deposits of the minerals, and components of the bone are the 32% of bone is made up of the organic material, that are the collagen and the bone cells. Then the 43% of minerals is bone is composed of, and the minerals like the calcium and the phosphorus, and remaining 25% is water. As our more than 70%, we our body having a total amount of water, as we all know. That the in the picture, the some functions of the bone are highlighted just for the extra sake of convey our knowledge, that the our bone protects the internal organs, that the it may be the our brain or our heart, uh, our hollow internal structures or lungs, like or they, these are also, or organs are protected by the uh, bone. And bone also the stores and they releases fat also, as we will see in the next couple of slides, that the two type of the uh, fat tissues, or the two, the yellow fat is stored in the bone, that is the two type of the bone marrow, we are going to see in the next slide. Bones also produces blood cells, that we all know that the hematopoiesis occur in the long bone and the ribs, that the producing the red blood cells, and it also produces the leukocytes also. Bone also stores and releases minerals, as we all know. It's made up of the minerals, that is the calcium and the phosphorus. It also releases in the as a mother feeding her child, that the mother's milk contains, or the cow milk contains, the abundant calcium in it, that is released by these bones, and that the store and the releases minerals uh, from the, and the facilitate movements are also carried out by the bones, which we are going to see in detail. The facilitated movements are like the our day-to-day life. We are moving and we are walking. These are the facilitated movements which are carried out by the our skeleton, uh, by the bone. Bone also supports the our body. The our We know that the entire skeleton, because of the skeleton, our presence is there. I think if the skeletal was not there, or the bone compose, or we are not having skeletal like the bone, or our vertebrates, um, vertebrates will not be there, and we were crawling somewhere and there. If bone was not formed, the the human race was was not appear on this planet, I think. Let's study the what are the bone. The bone comprises the body skeleton, as we see in the last slide. The bone is composed of the collagen type 1 cells with in the extracellular material and the ground substance present in the over there. The extracellular material is mineralized and arranged in the circular layer called the laminae. The lamella are the concentric rings of the bone, which are seen mainly in the compact bone, and bone extracellular material is produced and maintained by the osteocytes and the osteoclasts. These osteocytes and the osteoclasts are the cells of the bone which maintains the um, extracellular material, and they produced the extracellular material and maintain its rigidity, and osteoblasts actively produce the bone matrix. The bone matrix is produced by the osteoblast, and you can see in the first big femur bone, you can see the upper part of these girdle of these um, bone is made up of the spongy tissues, and some red part you can see, that are the where the uh, regenesis of the red blood cell occurs, and the yellow part are the bone marrow, where the yellow fat are stored. We will see in coming slides also. But the upper the second image are of the osteoblast, and this slide is stained with the eosine, and the highlighted green cells which are present on the linings of this bone tissue are the osteoblasts, and these osteoblasts produces the bone matrix. Okay, then the in dormancy, dormancy means a stage which the growth is uh, not done. That is the dormancy. They are called as osteocytes. The main difference in the osteocytes and the osteoblast, that is the osteocytes are inactive in stage, and the osteoblast are the active or the youngest cells of these bone, and they are producing bone matrix. And if the osteoblasts are aged, that are known as the osteocytes, and is deposited in the bone itself only. The osteoclast are the absorbs the bone matrix. You can see the osteoblasts are producing matrix and the osteoclasts are absorbing the matrix. These are the opposite functioning is carried out in the bone itself. The osteoclasts are the cells which absorbs the bone matrix, and these synchronized function of these two osteoblast and the osteoclast is necessary for the recovery from the broken bone. If any bone injuries happen in our bone is broken, then these osteoblast cells releases numerous matrix, and the osteoclast cells are absorbing those matrix as well as so that the healing of the bone occurs. And you can see the osteoclast in highlighted in a green color in the below slides. Okay. The next one is the bone marrow. As we can see, this is the femur, and this yellow uh, is the yellow bone marrow, which is uh, the bone marrow is an pulpy tissue found in the cavities of a bone. It is of two types, that is the red bone marrow as well as the yellow bone marrow. Yeah, as in picture, you can see the red bone marrow formed by the reticular connective tissue and hematopoietic in a function. The reticular connective tissue are the hematopoietic in function, which generally forms the RBCs and the granular WBCs. That the genesis, the regeneration of the or the production of the RBCs and the WBCs are carried out by the red bone marrow, and yellow bone marrow are the adipose contain the adipose tissues or the fat cells which are found only in the shaft of the adult long bones. Okay, if our femur, if take example of the femur, these in this slide, these are the picture of the left femur, and all over the intact, and these femur is a cut in such a vertical section is taken for the better understanding that the upper part of this socket where the bone fitted in the socket of the pelvic girdle, and these spongy bones you can see in those particular sockets. Okay, and then the below that, right below that, that are the red bone marrow which produces the RBCs and the WBCs, and the yellow bone marrow are also seen found only in the shaft of the adult long bones. As you can see in the picture itself, that the infants that are the less than 1 year child is his all bones are composed of the red bone marrow. That why it is so, that the infant are um, fast growing, and they needed the red blood cell, as well as their immune system is not very much developed, so they need the need of the WBCs. So the in the infants, the red bone marrow is in abundance, that the all bones are in function with the red uh, red bone marrow, and they are producing the RBCs as well as the WBCs. But in the adult, there is an improvisation from the some bone of the adult tissues are get converted into the yellow marrow bone, and these pulpy tissue is get in abundance of the long bone as well as the some bones, that the fat cells or the adipose tissues are uh, get in their in abundance, and they are in function of the collecting the fat, or the fat deposition is there, hence they are collecting the fat, that is the um, so it is in the yellow in color, so he is named as the yellow marrow. So we moving towards the next and there is a one particular thing, as you can see, if we are now adult, then the our red blood cells or the WBC's production is done only in the our skull, our ribs, our pelvis, as well as our vertebral column, and the uh, some part of the our femur, which is the longest bone in our body, uh, is done with the RBBC production as well as the WBC production. Our whole skeletal system is not producing the RBCs as well as the WBCs. Hence, we are because we are in adult stage now. Then these bones are hence the longest these long bone, the femur is taken into under consideration into studies, that we are taking some sections and trying to our trying to know how the bone are comprises of and how its compact structures are. Let's see. This is the Haversian system. Is nothing but the long canal are formed between these total long bone of the um, femur, and these are taken in the vertical section like this. Instead of this, the transverse section is taken, and one transverse section is seen over the here transverse section of the bone. The series of tubes around the narrow canals formed by the lamellae are the Haversian systems. The Haversian systems surrounds the blood vessels according to nerve fiber of the bone connecting with the osteocytes, that are the uh, uh, connecting tissues of the bone. As you can see in the tiers of bone, that the interstitial lamellae, that are the uh, uh, supporting system for these Haversian system. And Haversian system, how we can identify the Haversian system, that is the concentric lamellae of osteon. These Haversian system is also known as the osteon. Osteon means the concentric circles, that the one circle is covered by the another circle is covered by the third circle covered by the fourth circle. So this type of the composition is also known as the osteon. Hence, the Haversian system is also known as the osteon. And these concentric lamellae are get covered or get surrounded by the and this one long canal are the Haversian canals, we can see. Let's study in some detail the Haversian system. As you can see in the first round structure slide, that are the many Haversian system in the one section of the bone transverse section. That's these all transverse section are these Haversian system are comprises in between all the Haversian system there is the interstitial lamellae. Interstitial lamellae are the supporting lamellae cells of the Haversian canals, and these interstitial lamellae get we if we zoom in and the focused on the only one Haversian canal, that is the Haversian system, that is also known as the osteon. As we all know, this Haversian canal get the uh, is also known as the where osteon is also one osteon is also named by means of the osteocytes are present in this osteon. The very much detailed and the focused Haversian system. Let's take a look over here, and as you can see in this big picture, that are the some canals and some arteries as well as the veins are also there, and these Haversian canals are providing the space for the arteries as well as the veins to provide the nutrients as well as the oxygen to the bone tissues. And you can see also the two types, that are these Haversian canals are present in the compact bone, as well as this one artery is passing through the spongy bone tissues, that these spongy bones are providing the space for these arteries to pass on from the holes made up of in these spongy tissues, hence they are known as the spongy bone tissues. As you can see, they're performing the um, very uh, precisely is compact, and these are very in detail. So we are going to see the next one are the fluid connective tissue, that are the blood and the components of the blood, and we are going to stop over here in this lecture today. So we will meet in the next lecture. uh, Thank you.